And we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and hello and welcome to some practice and recce for the Acropolis Rally 1977 Acropolis that WRC Gamers Club is doing. Check them out on Facebook to see if you can join in. Right now, the whole of Malaysian sim rallying right now seems to be just absolutely raring and ready to go. We've got all sorts of practice events up. Unfortunately, retired from the Speed Tavern one, which is really annoying because it was a very slow off at a corner. So before we actually start on the Acropolis 77 rally, probably best for me to get some practice in. Now I will actually be using an escort, but because this particular practice server, the Dok Rumah rally, they're using H3 cars instead of H2, so we'll use the Stratos, which was my second. It was sort of my second choice, actually, but there you go. I'm already halfway through this. I would have started a little bit earlier, but I just only did a couple of stages last night. Wasn't doing quite so well. I don't think I was feeling super good, but. Anyways, that's all the excuse out of the way anyways. Let's get right in it. And, well, before we go into there, I'm just using pretty much the basic setup. Differential, not quite locked, because this is undrivable. And this is, actually, it's okay, not bad, but trying 72%. Everything else is pretty much standard. Yeah, let's go.
Starts 3 right of a crest, opens, keep left over 60, 5 left. Good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 3 right of a crest, opens, keep left over 60, 5 left, 50, keep middle of a jump, 90, 6 right, tightens 3 of a crest. Left of a crest, 60. Keep middle of a crest, 30. 6 left of a crest, 100. 6 left, tightens 5 of a crest. 6 right. 120. Keep middle of a jump, slow 90. 1 left.
Oh! Wow.
120, keep middle of a jump, slow 90, 1 left, into 1 right tightens, 30, don't cut, 2 left, tightens, 30, 4 right, opens of a crest long, 40, 5 right, into turn, don't cut, 4 left, opens of a crest, 30,
I forgot how easy it is to lose the lights in the old Stratos. But like I was saying, this was the car I would have picked if it wasn't for the escort. But as you probably guessed by the video thumbnail, I really like escorts.
50. Keep left of a crest, 30. 6 right, into 4 left long, 30.
Ooh.
Keep left of a crest, 30. 6 right, into 4 left long, 30. 3 right tightens, into 4 left. Keep left of a 80, 6 left, into narrow, 6 right, don't cut. Keep middle of a 80, 6 right, into 5 left. Into 6 right, don't cut. 100 over bumps, 3 right. Opens into 6 right, don't cut. 100 over bumps.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to darken my room to do this. I was doing quite well as well last night in comparison to this, obviously, because... Well, mainly because I could see. Oh. Let's try this again.
3 right. Opens. 50. Turn unseen. 1 left long. Into 6 right of a crest. Extra long. Tightens 4. Into 6 left. 80. 2 right. 80. 2 left. Opens long. 60. Late 3 right. Very long. Opens at the crest. 100. 6 left. Tightens keep in of a jump. 100. 3 left. Into 5 right. Keep middle of a crest. 40. Don't cut. 3 left tightens narrow. 50. 3 right don't cut. Tightens. Opens. 120. Bumps and jumps. Into 5 right. Don't cut. 6 left.
Ooh, all over the road there.
Bumps. 100. Over bumps. Don't cut. 5 right. Into 5 left. Tightens narrow. 2. Open 6. Long. 30. Middle of a jump. 60. 5 right tightens. Into 3 left long tightens. 50. Into 3 right. Very long. Opens 50.
Just have to recover.
Into 3 left. Very long.
I would have probably tried...
50. Caution. 2 left. Very long. Tightens.
I would have probably tried to drive the car out there, but when you can't see anything, it's really hard.
Into 6 right. Keep middle of a jump. Into 6 right. To keep left over 80. Caution. 2 right. Tightens don't cut. Into 3 left long. Opens. Middle of a crest. 50. 5 right. Into early 4 left. Opens. 100. Keep left of a jump, of a finish, into 2 right tightens, to stop. Well done.
Hopefully there's not too many night stages. Although I am getting the hang of it a little bit. I've had to cheat by darkening my room, trying to get my eyes to focus on the screen. But that was terrible. I lost a minute with the puncture as well. So that would have been a 6 something rather than 7 something. That's alright, we'll carry on with this as practice, and then we'll head into just some practice on our own. Oh no, it's at night as well. God. Alright. At least the weather's clear. When the weather's clear, it's a lot easier to drive at night with no lights. Not that it's ever easy, but easier, I guess.
Starts 100, flat right of a crest jump, 30, 6 left into 6 right of a bump. Good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 100, flat right of a crest jump, 30, 6 left, into 6 right of a bump, into 3 left, into slow, tight 4 right, into 6 left, middle of the crest, into 4 left, very long, 5 right of a bump, slow 70, keep left of a unseen, to left, tightens long.
I always make that mistake anyways.
Into 4 right. Opens of a crest, slow 30, turn 2 right tightens. Opens, into 6 left long of a crest, into 6 right. And 6 left, opens long of a bumps, 50, 5 right of a crest, early 5 left, 70.
Get off the bank.
Crest and unseen, open air be left. Into 6 right of a crest. Keep left of a crest, 80. Keep right of a jump, 80. Unseen, 3 right. Into 5 left. Very long. Opens, 30.
I'm using a gear lower than what I normally would. It feels like anyways.
Keep right of a crest. Opens, 30. 6 right. Into 4 left long. 60. 4 right long. Tightens 2. Opens, 100. 6 left and 6 right of a crest. Keep left of a 30. 6 right, opens 50.
Oh, using paddle shifters. Not ideal actually in rallying. Unless you got one of those trick WRC style ones.
Cut 5 left of a crest. 30 of a crest. 6 right long. 6 left. Keep left of a 50. Don't cut 5 right. Slow 4 left. Don't cut. Opens middle of a 220. Slow 6 right. 6 left long. Tightens 3. Don't cut. Long, 50. 3 left, don't cut. Into slow, 5 right of a crest, into unseen hairpin left. Opens,
Why is it spinning all over the place? Probably should have run a softer diff actually.
into 6 right, 50. Slow 3 right, opens long, into unseen, 1 left long, don't cut. Keep right of a 50. 6 left, into 6 right.
Yeah.
Into don't cut, 6 left. 6 right narrow,
Should have probably disconnected the rear anti-roll bar as well. 'Cause that's another trick to try and
keep left.
tame these powerful rear-wheel drive cars.
2 jumps, 4 right, opens, keep left of a jump, junction.
Obviously. That usually ends up with
Long tightens. 80. 6 right, extra, extra long, caution tightens 3. Into 6 left of a crest. 60. Keep right of a crest. Into 3 right long. Into 2 left, don't cut. Tightens narrow.
again.
Into 6 right. Into 6 left long. To jump. Left of a 50. Caution slow. 2 right. Very long tightens. 50. 4 left long. Tightens 3. It's middle of a jump maybe. 50. 120. Bumps.
That was 200.
Extra long. Caution tightens too narrow. Into 4 left. Keep right. And flat left. 50 over bumps. 4 right. Tightens don't cut. 4 left. Opens. 200 over bumps. 2 left. Don't cut. 60. 4 right of a crest. Open 70. Keep left of a crest and 6 left. Into 4 right. Opens of a crest. 80. Jump. Into 5 right. Very long. Opens 50. Slow crest. 2 left long tightens. 80. 5 right. Tightens unseen. 3 right long. Opens 60. 3 left. Tightens 2. 50. Keep left of a jump. 6 right. Into 3 left. Opens 6. Long of a crest. Slow 40. Unseen hairpin right. 50. 4 left. 80.
No. What the heck is the car doing?
6 left.
It just feels
Don't cut. Into 6 left.
like it's picking the front end of the car off the ground under acceleration, which
6 right. 80.
Porsches tend to do, but I'm not too sure if the Stratos ever did that like that.
Tightens. Into 6 right long. Tightens 5. Into 5 left narrow. And slow. 6 right of a crest 30. Turn 2 left tightens.
I know our mid-engine buggies and stuff like that don't actually pick the front end up
6 left of
the same way.
extra long.
This feels more like a Beetle.
80. Crest. Into don't cut 5 right. Into 6 left. 30. Turn. Don't cut 4 right. 5 left. Opens. 30. Slow 6 left of a crest and jump long. Tightens 3. Into 1 right tightens. 40. Open hairpin left. Into 2 right. Opens 100. Keep left of a jump. 100. 6 left long. Tightens of a crest. Into 5 right of a crest. Don't cut. 120. 6 right of a crest. Into 5 left. Don't cut. Keep middle of a 2 crest and jump maybe. Into caution. Don't cut 2 right tightens. 3 left. Opens 100. Over crest. A jump over finish. Into 3 right. To stop.
Clunk. I lost about, what? At least a minute, if not more. So a lot of time lost on that stage. 9 minutes behind, so... Still fastest Stratos, hey! Also slowest Stratos, hey! Hopefully, this next one's either a service where I can replace my lights, or a daytime stage. Well, at least it's in daylight, so... Barely, but... still be a lot easier to drive. So yeah, I was actually going okay. I was only 2-3 minutes behind the leaders. I suspect during the course of the Acropolis I probably will be quite far back. It's going to be very hard at least to get into the top 10. It'll be monumentally hard. I've got to have a clean race and attack for a lot of it. So I think more realistically for me is like a top 25 result would be nice. Or at least that in class. Top 20 in class.
Good luck.
So we have daylight-ish. It looks like it's also quite muddy as well.
2, 1, go. Keep left over 60, 3 left on cut. 30, slow 6 left long over crest into turn sudden, unseen, tight hairpin right. And 4 left long, opens. Keep left over 60, 6 right. Keep left over crest, into sudden, 6 right, into 6 left, very long, 100. Slow, turn, open hairpin right. Opens. 100. Over crest. 6 right long over crest, into 6 left. 6 right of a crest, 30, 5 left long, tightens 4 of a dip. 5 right of a crest, 50, 5 right tightens, to jump, caution narrow forward.
That was scary.
Into 3 left, to 4, tightens, into 4 right of a jump, opens 5, extra long, 50, 6 left, tightens turn early, 5 over crest jump, into 6 right, very long, to keep middle of a crest, 100 downhill, slow, unseen, open heavy left. And 6 right, into 6 left, into the crest jump, and slow crest jump, into unseen, tight hairpin right. Keep left over 30, 6 right, 40, middle of a crest into 6 left, slow 30, unseen hairpin left. 70, 6 right long, bump and dip 30, unseen tight hairpin right to tree. Keep right over 80. 5 left, dip and crest, slow 50, unseen happy left. Opens 4 on the crest, 50 downhill, unseen tight hairpin right. Into 6 left of a crest, and 4 right long, opens 30. Keep right of a long crest, into 4 left.
That's a very sideways moment there.
Into 6 right, into 6 left, 40, 6 right tightens, 30, 6 right, into crest, 6 left, 50, tight 4 left of a crest, into turn, 2 right tightens. Opens 5, very long, tightens, into short 6 left, 30, 6 left, opens long, to keep middle of a crest, 50, keep right of a crest, into 5 left, middle of 80, 6 right, middle of 80, 6 right, slow, keep right of a crest, 30, turn unseen, open hairpin left, tightens,
As a skid, as mistakes go, that was a silly one.
50,
So it's this one.
6 left, tightens up, dip and jump, crest, into 6 right, slow 80, 5 right, 50, unseen, tight hairpin right.
Do a barrel roll. actually. On second thoughts, maybe not.
Opens of a crest long. 30. 6 left, cut. 6 right, slow 60 downhill, unseen, tight heavy left. And 6 right. Into 6 left, very long. Into 4 right, tightens up a jump. Caution 70, 3 right tightens. Into 3 left. And 3 right. Opens 50. Slow 5 left long, tightens 4. 30. Unseen hairpin right. 60. Unseen hairpin left. 50. 5 left. Opens extra long.
Committed way too early for that one. What the heck? Oh, what's wrong with the inside of the corners here?
Into 5 right tightens. And caution 3 left, tightens up a dip. To 6 right crest. 2 right, narrow. Into 2, 3 left. And 2 right, tightens up a crest and dip. 50. Late 4 left. And 5 right of a crest. 6 left. Slow 6 right, extra long, tightens 3. Into turn 3 left long. Keep right of a 50. 5 left. Into 6 right. 60. Keep right of a jump. 80. 5 right of a jump, crest long. Into 6 left. Caution slow crest and 4 right. Tightens of a crest long. Tightens 2. 60. 3 right tightens. Slow 50. Keep right of a crest into 2 left. Tightens long. Keep right of a 100. 5 left. Extra long.
Motherfucker.
5 left, extra long, tightens turn 3.
Wow, this is difficult.
2 right of a crest tightens.
I've knocked something out on the
Left,
alignment, which is making my life
hill,
extra difficult.
2 right, very long of a crest tightens. Into 6 left of a crest. And 6 right.
Oh, that was lock stops.
Tightens. Slow 30, 4 left long, tightens turn 2. Opens 6, extra long. Into 5 right long, tightens turn 3. Opens long of a crest. 50 of a crest. Right unseen. Keep left of a 50. 4 right of a crest jump. Into 6 left long. Opens 100. Uphill. Very early 6 right of a crest jump. And 5 left. Very long. Tightens 3. Over finish very long. To stop.
Whew. That should have been more like an 8:30, but had a couple of weird moments in there. Oh no, what happened to Faisal Alang? I think he may have had a retirement at that stage. Ah, that's a pity. That's a pity. There's another 2 more stages of this, and then I'm going to introduce the car that I'll be running in. Acropolis 77. Which isn't this car, but like I said, this is a H3 class. I'll be driving the H2 class using the Escort, RS 1800 Escort PDA, and wow, awesome car, awesome car. Crazy amounts of horsepower, not that much grip on the back end, but we're working on it. And yeah, hopefully it'll be quite good. Ooh, it's raining. Repair vehicle, everything. I'll need to fix the wheel geometry as well. Yes! Fixing the lights in the Stratos will give you your front bodywork back. That's hilarious. Totally worn out the softs there, so anybody running the Stratos really does need to run harder tires. I already know I think I need to run mediums for most of my runs, so...
4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6 left, tightens up a dip, and jump, crest, into 6 right, slow 80, 5 right, 50, unseen, tight hairpin right. Into 5 left, opens up a crest long, 30, 6 left, cut, 6 right, slow 60 downhill, unseen, tight hairpin left. Of a jump. Caution 70, 3 right tightens. Into 3 left. And 3 right. Opens 50. Slow 5 left long. Tightens 4. 30. Unseen hairpin right. 60. Unseen hairpin left. 6 right of a crest and 2 right, narrow. Into turn 3 left and 2 right, tightens of a crest and dip. 50.
Ah, I spun the car. Oops, almost had a full turtle lock there.
And 5 right of a crest, 6 left. Slow 6 right, extra long, tightens 3. Into turn 3 left long. Keep right of a 50. 5 left, into 6 right, 60. Keep right of a jump, 80. 5 right of a jump, crest long. Into 6 left. Caution slow crest and 4 right of a crest long, tightens 2. 60. Right tightens. Slow 50. Keep right of a crest into 2 left. Tightens long. Keep right of a 100. 5 left. Extra long. Tightens 2 and 3. Into 2 right of a crest tightens. Into 6 left. Opens of a crest long, 60, uphill. 2 right. right, very long of a crest, tightens. Into 6 left of a crest. And 6 right. And 5 left, tightens. Slow 34. Left long, tightens, turn 2. Open 6. Extra long. Into 5 right long, tightens 2. 3. Opens long of a crest. 50 of a crest. 3 right unseen. Keep left over 50. Into the crest jump. Into 6 left long. Opens 100. Uphill. Very early 6 right over crest jump. And 5 left. Very long. Tightens 3. For the finish very long. To stop.
Could have been better. Could have been much, much better. Could have been much better. A couple of spins there. It should have been around 4 minutes, but oh well. I might as well finish the rally considering I'm a whole 9 minutes behind schedule, so. This one's quite fun though. I can see a lot of high-speed stuff. It's going to be quite tricky in the old Stratos.
Starts 100, flat right of a crest jump, 30, 6 left into 6 right of a bump. Good luck.
Board leader, 45 minutes. I'm already over that.
3, 2, 1, go. 100, flat right of a crest jump, 30, 6 left, into 6 right of a bump, into 3 left, into slow, tight 4 right. Into 6 left, middle of a crest, into 4 left, very long. 5 right of a bump, slow 70, keep left of a crest, into unseen 2 left, tightens long. Into 4 right. Into 6 right of a crest. Tightens 2. Opens 100. 6 left and 6 right of the crest. Keep left of a 30. 6 right. Opens 50. Don't cut 5 left of a crest. 30 of a crest. 6 right long. 6 left, keep left over 50, don't cut 5 right. Slow 4 left, don't cut, opens, middle of a 220.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's another thing I would do with the Stratos. I'd back the diff off a little bit more. 64% locking. Otherwise, when it does start to slide, it becomes very difficult to control. You're constantly fighting with the car. Obviously, nothing's a free lunch. You're gonna have to really be softer when it comes to the throttle input as well.
Into 6 right, 50. Slow 3 right, opens long into unseen, 1 left long, don't cut. Keep right of a 50. 6 left, into 6 right. into don't cut, 6 left, 6 right narrow, opens 50, 6 right of a bump, and keep left, and short 4 right, 100, over 2 jumps, 4 right, opens, keep left of a jump, junction, 120, don't cut, 2 left long tightens, 80, 6 right, extra long, caution tightens 3, into 6 left of a crest, 60, keep right of a crest, into 3 right long, into 2 left double cut, tightens narrow, into 6 right, into 6 left long, jump, left of a 50, caution slow, 2 right, very long tightens, 50, 4 left long, tightens 3, opens middle of a jump maybe, 50, caution, 2 right long tightens, into 5 left, 120, bumps, 5 right, extra long, caution tightens 2 narrow,
Can't turn around. Jeez.
5 right, extra long, caution tightens 2 narrow,
The other thing that affects the Stratos that doesn't really affect any other rear drive cars because the rear width of the car is so much wider than the front. It actually has some
keep right,
pretty interesting handling characteristics at the limit.
bumps, right, tightens double cut, 4 left, opens 200, over bumps, over finish, 2 left, don't cut, to stop,
I've had better. I've had much better, but 601's okay with a spin. But yeah, it's quite fun. Meister's got the right idea driving the Ascona. Super, I wouldn't say easy, but very straightforward car to drive. Really nice. So this is the event in question that I'm talking about. 4 days to go before Acropolis 1977. I'm running in the H2 class, so let's get ourselves into time trial. Let's do a bit of recceing. Let's actually learn some of these stages. So let's try this. Anodu Pharmacas. And we'll take the Escort in testing livery, shall we say. So yeah, I would imagine quite a bit of preparation would have to go into driving a rally of this length. Back in 1977, when the Acropolis, the event that this rally is going to be based on, basically, a lot of it was down to testing and practice. They didn't really have recce; they had practice. So they were able to go through the stages, sometimes up to 5-6 times through a stage, maybe even more, and they were allowed to drive at competitive speeds, so they could really dial the cars into the conditions that they were going to expect on the rally. And it was a huge, almost military operation to try and get all this stuff working back in the 70s. Of course, nowadays it's a lot more restricted, but you're also not spending as much money. Anyway, I'll take you through the tuning. A little bit of toe angle on the front, a little bit of camber, not much. I might increase that. Brake bias, pretty normal. This is the trick here. I've backed the LSD right off, and I just have to learn now. I'm going to see if this is okay. I think it's probably too little, but it's definitely not too far off what you want, simply because even though you don't have the traction coming out of the corners on a flat piece of ground, when the ground's moving around, a solid rear axle will try and track the car to the left or to the right, and if you have a completely locked up differential, if you have no differential effect under acceleration, the car's just going to spin. It's going to kick sideways and do all sorts of weird things at really inopportune times. Same thing with high-speed corners, it can get a little bit tricky, so it's very low right now. I probably will raise it, probably up to something like 30% or maybe 24%, but for now I'm just going to try it at one extreme, if you will, and try there. Damping, very, very simple. I might even soften this up still, and I'm not running a rear anti-roll bar, it's disconnected. It's just a little bit easier. I'm going to be running on medium tires for most of my testing because I think that's what I'm going to need for the rally. But yeah, let's go and learn some of these stages.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And 5 right, very long. Into 6 left of a jump, 80 downhill, 6 right of a dip.
Oops.
Into caution, 5 left long, tightens of a
Probably should have gone a little slower through there.
3 left, opens 80, tightens, turn 3, opens 6, very long, into slow, 4 right, extra long, tightens caution 30, turn, square right, camber.
The trick here, actually, what the heck is this going?
50, 6 right long,
The trick here is actually to try to not slide the car as much as possible. Keep any sort of drift angles down to a minimum.
tightens long, 80,
The less sideways you are, the more traction you have available to accelerate out of the corner.
into 2 left long,
Having said that, this Escort, I would say this is actually probably,
turn unseen,
in some ways, harder to drive than the Stratos.
6 right, keep left of 80,
But I still like it. Like I said, if
2 right, extra long,
it was totally down to my driving style, I'd be driving the
flat crest,
Stratos, but
left,
I just like these things too much in real life, so
unseen, 3 left,
anytime I could use the Escort,
extra,
I end up using it.
tightens of a crest,
Similar thing with the Mini as well.
into 6 right, into 6 left, very long, tightens in of a jump. Slow, keep middle of a jump into 4 left, and 4 right,
Woohoo!
60, turn unseen, 2 right tightens, crest, into 3 left, extra long, open 6, keep right of a crest, 6 left, caution, 4 right, slow, 30, crest and 2 left of a dip, into turn, 2 right narrow, into 1 left long, opens 6 of a jump and dip,
I wouldn't actually call that a dip, I'd call that a washaway, but
opens of a crest, into
anyways.
left long of a crest, into turn, 6 right of a dip, to flat crest, 6 right, very long, tightens 5, 60, unseen, hairpin right. 50, unseen hairpin left,
Well, that was dumb.
opens,
Using a bit too much of the road there.
unseen hairpin left, opens, 50,
Let's see, the front end needs more camber as well.
wide right long, into turn, sudden, 4 left, into 4 right, don't cut, and 4 left long, don't cut, opens, 60, crest, 3 left, don't cut, tightens narrow, into 6 right, keep left over 80, unseen, very tight headed right, don't cut uphill, 50, 6 left, into 5 right. right of a jump, long, 6 left long, tightens of a crest, jump, slow 100, turn unseen, open hairpin right, tightens of a junction, 60, 6 left, keep left over 80, 5 right, into 6 left of a dip, 30, short 6 right, to keep left of a 30, 4 right, into 4 left long, opens, tightens, turn, 2 left of junction, into 6 right long of a crest, to keep left of a 30, 6 right of a crest, into 6 left, to keep right into 5 left, 30, 6 right, into 6 left, keep in of a crest, into caution, sudden 3 right long tightens, into 4 left, don't cut, into 4 right, don't cut, keep left of a crest, 40, 4 left, tightens of a dip, into 5 right long of a crest, sudden, tight hairpin left, 40, 6 right long of a crest, tightens slow, turn unseen, open hairpin right, 60, middle of the crest and 6 right of a dip, 80, unseen, open hairpin left to tree, keep left at 80, of a crest, slow, 6 left, unseen, open hairpin right, 50, 6 right, opens, middle of a crest, into caution, slow, 6 left, keep right of a 50, tight hairpin left, opens of a crest, 100, over crests, bumps, 6 right, keep left over 80, unseen, open hairpin right,
I'm not using the handbrake for any of these corners because they never really had very good handbrakes in the original Escorts. So I'm driving it a bit old school, just using the throttle to turn the car.
into caution, turn 4 right,
It's not that difficult actually to pull off, if you know how.
left, tightens 3, extra long, opens and caution, tightens of a crest, into 4 right, very long, tightens, into 4 left long of a jump, opens long, 30, 4 left, into 4 right long, dip, into 6 left, 6 right, and 6 left of a crest long, opens, slow 100 of a crest, turn unseen, 1 left, tightens, open hairpin left at junction, 70, 6 right of a crest long,
It's really cool when you pull it off.
to keep right of a 80, 6 left, slow 100, tightens, into turn, tight hairpin left, into 6 right of a crest, and keep left of a 20, 3 right, 80, over finish, to stop.
I need to keep myself off the rocks on the side of the road. No, I'll try that section again, but with a tighter diff. Not that much tighter, though. I don't think I would like it any tighter than what it is now. But it's worth trying. 24. Leaving the preload fairly loose. Tighter preloads is a bad time in this thing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And 5 right, very long. Into 6 left of a jump. 80 downhill, 6 right of a dip. Into caution, 5 left long, tightens of a crest. Keep right of a 50. 3 left, opens 80, tightens. Turn 3, opens.
Ah, I corrected it too much.
Into 6 left of crest, tightens. 40 of crest, 2 left, tightens long, 80, 5 right of a dip long, tightens of a crest, into 2 left long, 40, turn unseen, 2 right, and 6 right, keep left of a 80, tight 2 right, extra long, keep left of a flat crest, 6 left, tightens 5, 40, unseen, 3 left, open 6, extra long, tightens of a crest and bump, into 6 right, into 6 left, very long, tightens in of a jump, slow, keep middle of a jump into 4 left, and 4 right, 60, turn unseen, 2 right tightens, over crest, into 3 left, extra long, open 6, keep right of a crest, 6 left, caution, 4 right, slow, 30, crest, 2 left of a dip, into turn, 2 right narrow, into 1 left long, opens 6 of a jump, a dip, 3 right, opens of a crest, into 4 left long of a crest, into turn, 6 right of a dip, into turn,
God damn it. I hate this section because of that.
6 right, very long, tightens 5, 60, unseen hairpin right, 50, unseen hairpin left, opens 50, 5 right long, into turn, sudden,
That burn picked the back end of the car clean off.
into
Huh.
4 right, don't cut, and 4 left long, don't cut, opens 60, crest, 3 left, don't cut, tightens narrow, into 6 right, keep left over 80, unseen, very tight hairpin right, don't cut uphill, 50, 6 left, into 5 right, opens of a crest, 60, slow 5 right, unseen, open hairpin left, 6 left, very long, 70
I need to practice those hairpins a little bit better.
left, into 6 right, up, jump, long, 6 left long, tightens of a crest, jump, slow 100, turn unseen, open hairpin right, tightens of a junction, 60, 6 left, keep left over 80, 5 right, into 6 left of a dip, 30, short 6 right, to keep left over 30, 3 right, into 4 left long, opens tightness turn, 2 left of a junction, into 6 right long of a crest, to keep left of a 30, 6 right of a crest, into 6 left, to keep right into 5 left, 30, 6 right, into 6 left, keep in of a crest, into caution, sudden, 3 right long tightens, into 4 left, don't cut, into 4 right, don't cut, keep left of a crest, 40, 4 left, tightens to the dip, into 5 right long of a crest, sudden, tight hairpin left, 40, 6 right long of a crest, tightens slow, turn unseen, open hairpin right, 60. Middle of a crest, 6 right of a bump, dip, 80. Unseen, open hairpin left, tree. Opens, keep left of 80, of a crest, slow, 6 left, unseen, open hairpin right.
That's better. That's worse.
6 right, opens, middle of a crest, into caution, slow, 6 left, keep right of a 50, tight hairpin left. Opens of a crest, 100. Crests, bumps, 6 right.
And that was horrible.
80, unseen, open hairpin right. Crest and 5 left. Into caution, turn 4 right of a crest jump. Opens into 5 left, tightens 3. Extra long, opens and caution, tightens of a crest. Into 4 right, very long, tightens. Into 4 left long of a jump, opens long. 30. 4 left, into 4 right long of a dip. Into 6 left and 6 right of a bump. And 6 left of a crest long, opens, slow 100 of a crest, turn unseen, 1 left, tightens, open hairpin left of a junction. 70. 6 right of a crest long, 6 left of a bump, to keep right of 80, 6 left, slow 100, 3 right tightens, into turn, tight heavy left.
Oh crap.
Into 6 right of a crest, and keep left of a 20,
I found the back button.
80, of a finish, to stop.
Okay. That felt a little bit better towards the end, but at the beginning it was still very, very snappy. So I think I'm gonna go and try... I'll just try stiffening up the exit, perhaps. So, more driving lock, less braking lock. Yep, I'm still in mediums. This is one of the few cars actually where it handles alright with a spare tire in the back. You don't need to be so fatalistic. Afford to bring a spare tire along.
2, 1, go. And 5 right, very low. Into 6 left of a jump. 80 downhill, 6 right of a dip. Into caution, 5 left long, tightens of a crest. Keep right of a 50. 3 left, opens 80, tightens. Turn 3, opens 6, very long. Into slow, 4 right, extra long, tightens caution, 30, turn, square right, camber. 50, 6 right long. Into 6 left of a crest, tightens, 40 of a crest, 2 left, tightens long, 80, 5 right of a dip long, tightens of a crest, into 2 left long, 40, turn unseen, 2 right, and 6 right, keep left of an 80,
Bloody hell. I think I clipped something with the back there.
keep left of a flat crest, 6 left, tightens 5, 40, unseen, 3 left. left, open 6, extra long, tightens of a crest, into 6 right, into 6 left, very long, tightens in of a jump, slow, keep middle of a jump into 4 left, and 4 right, 60, turn unseen, 2 right, tightens of a crest, into 3 left, extra long, open 6, keep right of a crest, 6 left, caution, 4 right, slow, 30, crest and 2 left of a dip, into turn, 2 right narrow, into 1 left long, opens 6 of a jump, a dip, 3 right, opens of a crest, into 4 left long of a crest, into turn, 6 right of a dip, to flat crest, 6 right, very long, tightens 5, 60, unseen hairpin right. 50, unseen hairpin left, opens 50.
Messed up the exit there a little bit.
5 right long, into turn, sudden, 4 left, into 4 right, don't cut, and 4 left long, don't cut, opens 60, crest, 3 left, don't cut, tightens narrow, into 6 right, keep left, 80, unseen, very tight, right, don't cut uphill, 50, bump, 6 left, into 5 right, opens of a crest, 60, slow 5 right, unseen, open hairpin left, opens hill, 6 left, very long, 70 over bumps, into 6 left,
Car's feeling much better now. I think that was the trick.
left long, tightens of a crest, jump, slow 100, turn unseen, open hairpin right, tightens of a junction, 60, 6 left, keep left over 80, 5 right, into 6 left of a dip, 30, short 6 right, to keep left of a 30, 4 right, into 4 left long, open starters turn, 2 left of a junction, into 6 right long of a crest, to keep left of a 30, 6 right of a crest, into 6 left, to keep right into 5 left, 30, 6 right, into 6 left, keep in of a crest, into caution, sudden 3 right long tightens, into 4 left, don't cut, into 4 right, don't cut, keep left of a crest, 40, 4 left, tightens of a dip, into 5 right long of a crest, sudden, tight hairpin left, 40, 6 right long of a crest, tightens slow, turn unseen, open hairpin right, 60, middle of a crest and 6 right of a bump and dip, 80, unseen, open hairpin left, a tree, opens, keep left of a 80, of a crest, slow, 6 left, unseen, open hairpin right, 50, 6 right, opens, middle of a crest, into caution, slow, 6 left, keep right of a 50, tight hairpin left, opens of a crest, 100, over crests, bumps, 6 right, keep left over 80, unseen, open hairpin right, 180, crest and 5 left, into caution, turn 4 right of a crest jump, opens, into 5 left, 20. 3 right. 80. Bit of a finish. To stop. Well done.
It's really hard work, but it's really, really enjoyable. The trick is to get the car dancing the entire time. If you go a little bit too off the line, it gets a bit difficult. I wonder if anybody else has run this stage. A couple. 40 seconds, 7 seconds behind Wish, so not as far away as I thought it would be, but still quite far away. 7:08. Let's just watch a bit of the replay. I've turned dust off so I could see things a little bit better, and also it's a little less thing. I always catch that that rut on the side of the road, that ditch.
Five right of a dip long, tightens of a crest, into 2 left long.
So you can hear me on the throttle, just getting the car sideways usually slows you down quite a bit. The trick with this car is you got to get the car sideways, not like that. You've got to get the car sideways before the corner and straighten out for the exit. And that gives your 2 rear tires the best possible opportunity to try and get some grip down.
Into 6 right, into 6 left, very long.
One thing I am learning is that it almost feels like the tires need to warm up a little bit before they work. Well, it's either the tires or me. Most likely me. I think I need to warm up quite a bit on these longer stages before I can get the car dancing the way I want it to. Sometimes when you get it right, it feels awesome in this thing. It really does. I think it could go a lot faster. There was a couple of mistakes through that stage. I think I'm just overdriving it a little bit. Like here. Don't need to be that sideways.
Left long of a crest. Into turn 6 right of a dip.
Car doesn't appear to be rolling too much. You need a little bit of roll in these old Escorts, but not much. The rear end's soft enough that it can rotate around like that. Looking very good. I think I made a mistake up ahead here, though. I'll keep the video watching before I restart the stage. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how I do through this particular hairpin here. Yep, just too fast. Sometimes it's useful to sort of get a perspective from outside. I'm going to return to service area. I think I'm going to make one more adjustment to the setup, and that's to increase the camber. Maybe 1 degree. Awesome. Let's give it one more shot, see how that feels. It'll take me probably 1 or 2 runs through this stage before I can get used to it, but yeah.
5, 4, 3, 50. 6 right long. 6 left over crest, tightens, 40 over crest, 2 left, tightens long, 80, 5 right over dip long, tightens over crest, into 2 left long, 40, turn unseen, 2 right, and 6 right, keep left over 80,
Bit messy through that section, not gonna lie.
keep left over flat crest, 6 left, tightens 5, 40, unseen, 3 left, open 6, extra long, tightens over crest, bump, into 6 right, into 6 left, very long, tightens in over jump, slow, keep middle of pitch, into 4 left, and 4 right, 60, turn unseen, 2 right, tightens over crest, into 3 left, over crest, into turn,
And I'm over driving it a little bit.
to flat crest, 6 right, very long,
But I've got more feel through the wheel, so
unseen, hairpin right,
that's good.
50, unseen hairpin left, opens 50, right long, into turn sudden, 4 left, into 4 right, don't cut, and left long, don't cut, opens 60, crest, 3 left, don't cut, tightens narrow, into 6 right, keep left over 80, unseen, very tight hairpin right, don't cut uphill, 50, 6 left, into 5 right, opens over crest, 60, slow 5 right, unseen, open hairpin left, opens over hill, 6 left, very long, 70 over bumps, into 6 left, into 6 right over bump, jump, long, 6 left long, tightens over crest, jump, slow 100, turn unseen, open hairpin right, tightens over junction, 60, 6 left, keep left over 80, 5 right, into 6 left over dip, 30, short 6 right, to keep left over 30, 4 right, into 4 left long, opens tightens turn, 2 left over junction,
Oh, for God's sakes.
into 4 left long, opens tightens turn, 2 left over junction, into 6 right long over crest, to keep left over 30, 6 right over crest, into 6 left, to keep right into 5 left, 30, 6 right, into 6 left, keep in over crest, into caution sudden, 3 right long tightens, into 4 left, don't cut, into 4 right, don't cut, keep left over crest, 40, 4 left, tightens over dip, into 5 right long over crest, sudden, tight over left, 40, 6 right long over crest, tightens slow, turn unseen, open hairpin right, 60, middle of a crest, and 6 right of a bump and dip, 80, unseen, open hairpin left, a tree, opens, keep left of 80, of a crest, slow, 6 left, unseen, open hairpin right, 50, 6 right, opens, middle of a crest, into caution, slow, 6 left, keep right of a 50, tight hairpin left, opens of a crest, scene, open hairpin right. Crest and 5 left. Into caution, turn 4 right of a crest jump. Opens. Into 5 left, tightens 3. Extra long. Opens and caution, tightens of crest. Into 4 right. Very long, tightens. Into 5 left long of a jump. Opens long. 30. 4 left. Into 4 right long of a dip. Into 6 left. And 6 right of a bump. And 6 left of a crest long. Opens slow 100 of a crest.
Woohoo! That was a bit too wild for my taste.
70. 6 right of a crest long. 6 left of a bump. To keep right of 80. 6 left, slow 100. 3 right tightens into turn, tight hairpin left. Into 6 right of a crest. And keep left of a 20. 3 right. 80. Of a finish. To stop.
Well, that's. I think when it comes to setup, that's probably what I'm going to run throughout the course of the rally. It's easier to drive than if I lock up the diffs, because when you lock up the diffs in this thing, as soon as you hit a bump or anything like that, the back end starts going all over the place. This is nice and easy to drive. Quite cute in the way when you can sort of literally use your throttle to steer around the hairpins. So yeah, perhaps I need to do a little bit more practice before then, but for now I'm going to leave it at that and go and watch some Safari Rally. So happy that Safari Rally is back. But yeah, that's going to be it for this stream. Not a very long one, but quite a fun one. I'll see you guys in the next one.